If you're in FinOps or cloud governance, you know tags are everything, right? They're the backbone of, well, all of it. Cost allocation, automation, security, you name it. But man, trying to manage them at scale, it can feel like you're just wrestling with total chaos. So today, let's dive into how you can finally get a handle on it. Think about your last cloud bill for a second. Could you honestly account for every single dollar? Or were there these mysterious, unallocated costs just kind of lurking in the shadows? 9 times out of 10, you know what the culprit is. It's something so simple, but it's everywhere. Bad tagging. And oh boy, the consequences, they're painful. I mean, poor tagging leads directly to those unknown costs we just talked about. It makes splitting up shared expenses an absolute nightmare. And good luck figuring out who even owns what resource. And what does that all mean? Well, it means your financial reports are just wrong. Stakeholders lose trust, and trying to forecast your budget becomes a total guessing game. It's a real domino effect of chaos. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, I'll just go in and fix them manually. But let's be real. When you're talking about thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of resources spread across who knows how many cloud consoles, that manual approach is a complete nightmare. It's painfully slow, it's boring, and it's just begging for human error. There has to be a better way, right? And thankfully, there is. This is where we're going to pivot from all that pain and all those problems to the actual solution. We're going to see exactly how a centralized governance tool, in this case Cloudshot, is built from the ground up to solve this massive tagging mess at scale. It's all about turning that chaos back into control. Okay, so let's tackle the first big hurdle, right? Just making sure the necessary tags are even there to begin with. And for that, we're going to jump into the Tag Compliance Dashboard. Boom. The second you open the dashboard, you get this amazing high-level view. That donut chart tells you your organization's overall tagging health in a single glance. Just like that, you know the scale of the problem you're dealing with. But with a quarter of your stuff non-compliant, where do you even start? It's overwhelming. Well, this is where the dashboard is so smart. It helps you prioritize. It doesn't just throw a bunch of errors at you, it shows you the most critical missing tags. Like here, you can see the environment tag is missing on a whopping 1,200 resources. That is your biggest fire, and now you know exactly where to point the hose. And the best part? Fixing it isn't that manual, painful slog we talked about earlier. The process is so simple, it's almost silly. You analyze the report, you select all those non-compliant resources with basically one click, and then you apply the tag you need in bulk. Something that would have taken hours of tedious work, you can now knock it out in literally seconds. And by the way, this power isn't just for adding tags. It works for cleanup too. You know how it is. Your policies change and you end up with a bunch of old, obsolete tags just cluttering things up. Well, you can remove those old tag keys across your whole environment in bulk just as easily. It's really about giving you total control, both coming and going. Now, I get it. Making changes in bulk, that can be a little scary, right? One wrong click and oops. But that's why there's a built-in safety net. The whole platform keeps a complete audit trail of every single tag operation. You can see who changed what, exactly when they did it, and even what the old values were. And here's the crucial part. If someone does make a mistake, you can just revert the entire operation with one click. Phew. Okay, so we've made sure all the tags we need actually exist. That's huge. But that's really only half the battle, isn't it? What about the values inside those tags? This brings us to part 2 of the solution, auditing for tag correctness using the Tag Audit report. And this right here, I am sure every single FinOps person watching has seen this exact problem. For one simple tag key like environment, you've got prod, PRD, maybe production environment, or production with a capital P. These tiny little inconsistencies seem harmless, but they absolutely wreck your reporting and automation. They make it totally unreliable. What you really need is one single source of truth, one standardized value for everything. So how do you find them? Well, the Tag Audit report makes it super simple. You just pick your cloud account, choose the tag key you want to check, let's stick with environment, and then you tell it the value you expect to see, like lowercase production. You can even set a similarity threshold to catch sneaky typos. And that's it. That's the whole setup. And you guessed it, just like before, you get that instant high-level summary. This chart is showing us that a staggering 40% of our resources have the wrong value for this one tag. In a split second, we understand the full scope of our standardization problem. And from that big picture, you can just drill right down into the nitty-gritty. This table view, it pinpoints every single resource that has a non-standard tag. You see the resource, you see the wrong value it has now, and you see the value it should have. All the intel you need to fix it is laid out right in front of you. No guesswork, no hunting around. And just like before, the fix is just as powerful and consistent. You just select all those incorrect resources and boom, update them to the standard value in one single bulk operation. This is how you actually enforce standards across your entire cloud, not just wish for them. The platform also gives you this other cool view, the tag value distribution. Now, this is absolute gold for governance teams because it shows every single variation that people are using for a tag key and how many resources have each one. It's like the perfect tool to hunt down and just eliminate every last one of those inconsistencies for good. So let's bring it all together. When you combine these two things, the tag compliance for presence and the tag audit for correctness, what's the big payoff? What do you get? Well, you get total tag governance. You literally move from that chaos of inconsistent, missing tags to a state of complete control. You can finally, for real, make sure your required tags are always there. You can make sure their values are perfectly standardized. You can fix any problem in bulk in seconds. And you can do it consistently across your entire cloud footprint. Look, the most crucial takeaway is this. When your tags are right, everything that relies on them, and I mean everything, cost allocation, financial reporting, your security automation, all of it becomes way more accurate and reliable. You can finally trust the data that's driving your most important business decisions. And that really brings us to the final question, the one you need to ask yourself. When you look at your own processes, how you're managing tags across thousands of resources right now, is your cloud governance truly ready for that kind of scale? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.